Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Konadra here. Welcome back to Formula One 2018 for season number 2 of our career. Today we need to first start out by kind of closing out season number 1, which begins with a contract negotiation. So we ended up in the season 3rd overall and pretty much overshadowed all expectations leading into the season, thanks to, well, in part, a significantly upgraded car. I think we did some really smart moves throughout the season to push Haas as a team further up the grid and to really, make it a team worthy of finishing in the podium. So that gives us some strong negotiation powers right here, as we did end up being the #1 driver, and we did kind of outperform a lot of expectations. This seems like it's basically just like all the other
It's time for us
negotiations.
to renegotiate your contract. Here you can see the current deal. Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms.
I strongly suggest that as well. 7th and 8th is way lower than I would like. I'm going to go for 4th and 4th. That's a strong number. That is a very strong number, considering, we have 3 teams at the top of this current, career mode that we know in season number 1 are very strong: Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari. Haas is kind of close to them, but it's a little bit behind. So to assume that you would be beating at least 2 of those teams on given weekends is a bold claim, but it is certainly something that I feel is possible. I really want to focus on starting the season strong and trying to start it with the ability to do very well in races, try to win races. So I'm going to go for the level 3 pit stops. I don't find the simultaneous development to be huge. 2 upgrades per department is honestly already more than enough, so we can back off on that. I would like the race bonus. 50% resource points per race is nice. And the level 2 upgrade speed is also nice. I don't want to undersell myself though, so I'm going to go for all upgrade time reduced by 1 and see what our value is there. Actually, I'm going to go all in for our first contract. Let's see if we can do 3 at 3 and 1 at 1.
Our proposal has been accepted.
Beautiful.
The new contract will take effect from the next race weekend.
Now, those are strong things to do, 4th and 4th, but our value is really close, and it looks like our value is slightly above the contract, so it should be something that is obtainable at the very least. Okay, well, let's go ahead and continue work. So this season number 1 is actually not over just yet as of the video game's perspective. So I do need to go to the R&D tree with our 3,490 points and get to spending. We have been all up on this aero department trying to make them happy, and they are currently giving us a 20% reduction in price and a 10% reduction in failure chance. So we really want to end the season pushing forward with some aero stuff. So I'm going to go for 2 aero department upgrades. No, I'm not, because we didn't expand the tree enough, right? These are all taken? Yeah, these are all taken. So that may seem like a major bummer, but there's other departments, and that opens up a whole new tree for us, so we can start the season by doing a lot of aero development. Let's also look at the chassis department, where we have an 8 and 4, not a huge increase here. However, it's possible other teams around us are going to not have these upgrades starting next season. So if we can do even more here, then we are going to be in very good shape. This is a greater than major upgrade right here. This is a 4-week 1,500 point upgrade that I think we don't want to do until the new contract stuff goes into effect. So we're going to not look at that one, but we are going to look at this tire blanket one, which is a little bit in a weird direction of the tree, but tire wear is very important to me. So I'm going to do that one And then let's also get us moving down the tree this way with weight reduction. So there's 2 developments there that will both be ready for Australia. At least it was 1500. I'm not worried about the reliability stuff. I think we've gotten a good start on that. Well, let's look at some power options here. Now, we don't have any discounts in power. We have energy recovery to work on, or we have actual engine power. This is a huge upgrade. This is a 2-weeker. This is a 1-week energy recovery system upgrade. It's an upgrade. It's very greedy. An upgrade. So we can do 2 miners for Australia. 2 minor upgrades for Australia. Demonetized. Okay, so let's do 1 for fuel consumption and 1 for energy recovery, because those are 2 things that I am not particularly great at. And there we go. We have spent all of our points, but all of those upgrades will be ready for race number 1. That's what I wanted. I wanted to take nice big moves to begin the season, hope that us saving all of our development from last season puts us ahead of somebody in the field that was up there already, and we'll just have to see where we stand now. Oh boy. Our season overview has us with, what, 1 DNF and 1 DSQ. I forgot about Singapore. We had 1, 2, 3 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 podiums. And some good mid-pack finishes. I think that was a really strong season for us.
Alrighty then. Another year, another championship. I hope you're well rested. Well, as much as you can be for someone who has to spend half their life in the gym anyway. Let's get to it.
Ahaha, that's me. I spend half my life in the gym. Apparently, I've never lived before. Alright, so, as we start race weekend Australia, let me see where we stand on the R&D tree. Looks like we are still 4th. I am, frankly, surprised. Quite surprised. Let's look at progress history. All 4 teams have accelerated into season number 2. It seems like maybe only Red Bull didn't save any of their progress. But to be honest, I'm pretty disappointed to see nobody went down. Nobody stepped back through the off-season. Force India went up faster than anybody else. And Williams was very flat. But yeah, I'm real disappointed to see nobody trended downwards. What was the point of that whole mid-season rule change thing if it doesn't really change the pecking order much? That's a little bit of a letdown.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly.
Alright, here we go, qualifying
Don't
1.
think you'll have any trouble getting into the next session, so don't push too hard.
And we shouldn't have any troubles getting into the next session, so I'm not going to push too hard. Let's go to track. Had a very good practice session. Melbourne's a tricky track. It's not one that I pin as one of my favorites. However, the upgrades to the car this season have made it a lot better around here. As long as the weather stays nice, I feel like we have a pretty good chance for a good race here this weekend. Q1 should be absolutely no problem. The car has pretty decent pace. I have to really push it and almost kind of abuse the curves quite a bit in order to set the times that the top competitors are running. But with a decent lap, with a comfortable lap, it's able to be top 10 without, you know, really pushing it. But once we get into Q2 and Q3, that's when you're going to see me really push some of these turns and be downright popping over the curbs and trying to get every last second around this place. This is one of the turns where I feel like I consistently lose time. I gotta watch the ERS usage here, as we can run out of battery power before the end of the lap. This is one of the turns where you can really gain or lose time. I forgot this track has 3 DRS zones. Little slide there, that's one of the turns I've been struggling to get the car rotated around perfectly. The slow left-hander, you always feel like you lose time. Let's see how we did on battery power. Yeah, it looks like I will run out before the end of the lap right there. This little run to the finish line shouldn't cost us too much.
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
Pretty sure we're also the first car to put in a time, so I assume that's going to be good enough, but I'll have to watch the times to see. Interestingly, not a lot of pickup from practice to qualifying. I don't know if the conditions were getting worse or something. I noticed it was getting cloudy. I don't know. But these times are almost a full second down from the fastest practice times. Put us in P2, K-Mag in P5. We go to Q2. Out on track for our lap in Q2. There's a McLaren in front of me I'm trying to back up a little bit to get away from. Let's get a good run to the front straightaway. And the weather looks really good. Everything seems fine here, so no issues yet. Make sure you get a really sharp turn in turn 1. It seems like you're apexing way too early. It's the only way to do it. Remember to get on those brakes a little bit earlier than practice because we got a little bit more top speed in qualifying. And no more grip. A little dancy there, just a little bit. The braking point for that turn's kind of blind. It's not any of the markers, and there's nothing around to really point me to a good one. Oh, the back end stepped out on me there. That will cost us time all the way down the straightaway. Overall, the back end did not feel as planted this lap as it did in the Q1 lap. We'll see how that affects the times, assuming we have a decent last set of turns here. And they were. Oh, I ran out of battery power again. Not as badly, but I did. A 21.9.
That's the fastest lap so far. Well done.
I think the 21.9 is safe, but again, I'm not really pleased with the lap. That bobble kind of threw everything out the window in the middle. Oh well, we'll see how it stacks up. Very nice. Magnussen in 4th, we are in 5th. That's nice and safe to get us through. Force India does look like they have taken a nice leap up through the field. They're in 8th and 10th, ahead of the Renaults, the McLarens. Alright, let's head to Q3 and really try to set down a flyer. Okay, here we go. Let's give it all we can give it. Q3 lap. Try and save some battery power at some point in the lap. Perfect turn 1. Perfect. Alright, let's step it down to 3 there. Nice. Keep it in 3 around here until we get out of this turn, I would say. That should have saved us a decent amount of battery power. Oh, that was the best I've done that turn yet. Let's try and hit this one up here. And then we'll be in really good shape. word on the engine, but it's time to go. 22.5 for K-Mag. Nice, stuck very well through there. A little hesitation to the gas there, but a really good run out of the turn, and we have battery power. Still only a 22.2.
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
I am shocked. I thought that was a much better lap than that. I really feel like the track is losing speed. Something is different every section where it just feels slower and slower. Not sure what's up with that. Well, maybe I'll give it another run. I went out for another run immediately because the clouds are looming, the weather doesn't look good. I'm worried that rain's approaching. We're currently P2. Ricardo went into the ones, so we know it's possible on this track.
That's P2. You're currently in second place.
I am aware. But I have a feeling we'd drop on the second runs. Not quite as great there. A little bit of a pickup right there. Bit of a slide right there. Still a purple sector 1.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
There's where we found some time, is the exit. Got back to the gas much better. Could not get it slowed down right there, though. That's the end of this run. And I do believe we're just going to be at mercy of that first lap. Unless something like a miracle happened through here. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. We're still 3/10 down.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it was getting close. Oh, 15 minutes. We were up, but then we ran out of battery power. We might get a 10th or 2 out of it. Yeah, a 22.0. What could have been? What could have been if we had really nailed Sector 1? Oh well, there should be, I think, good enough for our top 5. Hopefully 4th, as our contract negotiation says, but we shall see.
New drivers, new cars, and a new Formula One season. But it's the same Albert Park that we've come to know and love for more than 2 decades now that hosts the first round of a 21 race championship, taking us from here in Melbourne, Australia, across the globe before we eventually reach the season finale at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, and red completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Magnussen, Sebastian Vettel and Bottas, Ocon, Verstappen, Hamilton and Sergio Perez, Hülkenberg, Alonso, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Sirotkin, Hartley, Pierre Gasly and Lance Stroll, Ericsson and Stoffel Van Dorn completes the grid. Now it's all...
Alright, there you go.
Okay, we qualified higher than we were anticipating. Let's see if we can do just as well in the race.
I do hope so. Interesting strategy here. I'm liking the looks of this. Ultras to softs, a one-stopper, running that second set of tires all the way down, basically. I enjoy the fact that they have given us this option. Usually, I think for a race like this, they would go for the low tire management style of strategy. So we'll have to see what we can do with that. The problem with that is I despise the softs here. So we'll have to manage that run and try to make the most of it. Try to really get the most out of it in that first stint. Let's go ahead and just do a little bit more fuel. Have at least a lap extra to not have to worry about it. But with that, with Magnussen right behind us, let's get this season started. Alright, here we go. First start of the season. Pretty good. Ricardo is slow, actually. Can we get in here? The answer is no. The answer is no, we can't. Alright, well, we did at least have a nice clean getaway. I think the name of the game for this race is going to be conservation. I don't think I'm particularly good on tires, especially at a track like this one. So, making it 9 laps on these Ultra Softs that have already been used is quite a challenge for me. Slides like that aren't going to help.
Okay, we're through the start phase. Now let's build on it.
Oh, we got Racketen behind us on Supers instead of Ultras because of his Q2 performance. That's interesting. Had a nice toe there. I really don't think I have anything to touch the times of the Red Bulls here. For reasons that I don't know, maybe just the fact that he's the #1 driver on the team or what. Ricardo's way faster than Verstappen here. Okay, clean start to the season. I really do think that my job here is to baby these tires as much as I can to make it to lap 9. That's a long, long ways for these tires. And then, once I get to the softs, I really can't push those that hard either, because they have to do 20 laps. Which is not a small amount. But this is a good start. 2nd and 4th. Maxon is technically on a better tire for a couple laps, but I don't know that he's going to be able to make a move. What I need is that pack behind me to get to racing. This is ultimately not the raciest of tracks. It's interesting to drive. Very challenging. But actually kind of difficult to pass at. So I don't know that there's going to be a bunch of battling behind us. I really think the thing I'll be battling is those rear tires. I want to keep the...
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
I want to keep the rear tire temps below 1... Really at 100 or below 100, ideally. And in practice, after 4 laps, I had the left rear up at like 103. And that is when that tire just gave up. I'm running at a darn good clip right now, but I'm really just kind of mirroring what Danny Rick is doing. Boy, he was early on the brakes right there, was he not? Was I that late? I think he was just really early. Took me by surprise, as you could tell. Still managing to get all 3 DRS zones, though. Which, I mean, if I'm on DRS and I'm barely keeping up with him, yeah, his car's much faster than ours right now. I have no dreams of really battling him. Alright, we're already up to 100 there. Left rear. Keep that in mind. I kind of overdrove turn 1 a bit. Keep those RPM down. These cars are so torquey, though, that even at low RPM, full throttle
We're a +1 lap of extra fuel.
really puts a lot of
+1.
pressure on those rear tires. Honestly, his braking points there are messing me up. Just dramatically different than what I do. Probably a sign as to why I felt like I was off in that turn all weekend.
Okay, update on the car for you. Tyres are looking very nice. Shouldn't have to worry about the wear too much right now.
Okay, thanks. That was the most upbeat sounding Jeff I've ever heard. He'll still plus over eventually, don't you worry. .101. I feel like in keeping up with Daniel, I've really put a lot of pressure on these tires, which isn't what I wanted to do. So it may jump off on me here in a lap or so, or even this lap, who knows. But the good thing is, we've gotten a little gap to that group of cars behind us. And that is a gaggle right behind us. This turn's gonna get me in trouble. I need to brake before. I was using the opening of the wall as my braking point. Obviously, I need to brake before that. At least especially while I'm following a car. Ooh, no DRS. I messed up. Messed up real bad. Easy there. I still feel like our car is not the best around slow turns. Oh, I got back into the DRS though. It's one area I think it could improve. I think if I gave this thing like full beans, ERS mode 4, full rich mix, and drove it real aggressively, maybe I could do something to pass him. But I think the more likely situation is that I would burn off the tires and get myself into trouble.
The gap behind us is 2.2 seconds.
Oh, that's a healthy margin. Much early on the brakes there, and much better. Okay. Okay. I believe I have some diamonds to sell. Man-made diamonds. I would love for that to never happen again.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs. We're leading our teammate by 2.7 seconds.
Okay. Still in DRS range. Got a couple laps to go till we pit. Okay, it's reached the point. I can just feel it. Yep. Tire grip is gone. Look at him just... Mother... Oh, buddy! That's what it does. That's what cars do in this iteration of F1. They cliff. They cliff. If the tires get to a certain temperature, it's just... It goes from everything is fine to everything is terrible. And how you manage it is how you finish. I have to do everything I can currently to try and save. I think if I just got bump drafted. I just saw a piece of wing from behind me. feel like, I don't think he was even Raikkonen that had it happen. I think it was actually from behind, maybe Vettel? Not sure. I saw a piece of red wing come flying up in front of me. Been running with Ricardo for so long, I did save up quite a bit of battery power and fuel. So I got some defending power, but I gotta be real easy on these tires, because obviously they are quite fragile right now. Fragile. Be cool. Be cool. I guess it could have been a piece of my car. It was red. I got red in my car. Whatever it was, it ain't affected nobody up here. That's a good lap. Move that brake bias forward. Put some more pressure on the front tires. Got it to be a little tighter on corner entry. Helps to change the heat profile of the tires. Look how much better balanced they are. 101 on the left.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
I don't know that I'm really going to push, but I'll get us on the pit road. How about that? It gets to a point where you know they're not going to patch you on corner exit in some of these turns, so you just intentionally lose time out of them in order to keep heat at a minimum.
Box this lap, please.
Okay. I was just making music with the engine. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, here we go. One stint done. Let's see who else is on this strategy. Looks like Danny Rick was. Let's see what our new fast pit times are like. I'm gonna look behind me. Let's turn off track IR real quick. Get some drinks.
Exit.
2.169. Nice.
Up to speed now. Let's
We'll
get
look
some
behind us
heat into
again.
those tires.
Turn track IR back on. Break my wrist casually. Please no Passerino. I know my tires aren't up to temp and all, but just give me a moment. I will be faster than you. Multi 21. Okay. I'm a bit worried about this run. It's a long time for a set of tires. But I'm more worried about not making mistakes on these tires. Because with these harder compounds, there's a lot less room for error on the overall grip front. There's more room for error in the heat department. Like they can shed heat and not get affected by heat. A little bit better actually.
Kevin is in for his stop.
But that little bit less grip overall makes them a little skatier in some of these turns that are pretty knife edge. Let's see how we come out in traffic. Looks like we'll be pretty good. There is Magnussen. Actually going to be next to us here. We should be able to take that
Okay, clear.
easily. There was a little bit of a yellow flag. I thought we were about to get screwed by it. Seems like my slow outlap did hurt me a bit. Maybe it's helped Magnussen, though. Maybe we'll be 2-3 right now. That'd be great. I know Rakkonen's on a different pit stop cycle, but you would think we would be probably going to be able to outrun his times. But to be honest, these softs are a lot slower than the Ultras, so it could be, or the Supers even, so it could be that he's still running faster than us for a lap or two.
Our gap to the car in front is 5.0
But it should eventually equal out, and then go in our favor. Oh, Magnussen's right with us. Which is a bit nerve-wracking for me, because I don't think I'm as good on these tires. That was one thing I noted all of last season, is I am not nearly as strong on the harder compounds as I am on the softer. But you might think, hey, why don't you then use the two-stop strategy? The problem is these races are just too short. If I was doing full race distances, then maybe I could get away with that kind of stuff. But with running 50% races, there's just not enough time to overcome the two stops.
Okay, some information on
Usually.
signs. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
We've had a failure from one of the, I believe, Renaults. Hopefully, no safety car or anything, although that really wouldn't hurt us at this juncture. We did set a purple sector 1, so these tires have come into their own now. A bit. Purple sector 2 as well. Here's signs. Let's watch out, make sure we don't end up hitting them or anything. He is definitely slow. This is going to ruin our fast lap. Excuse me. Pardon me. I could have been ugly if he was trying to get to pit road. Yeah, that ruined our fast lap. Okay, we're 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Very nice. A little bit long on the brakes there. Not only 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 all on basically the same tire strategy. There shouldn't be any crazy shenanigans there. Magnussen has 1 less lap on his. But considering these are the harder tire, I wouldn't imagine that would be a factor. Seems like starting on the Supers did not work for Ferrari at all. Honestly, I just don't know. I don't know what our pace is going to be like. Are we going to run down the Red Bull? Or is Magnussen going to run us down? Are we going to have enough tire to get to the end? Stay tuned! Because I don't know. It seems like the gap is coming down to me. Like maybe his car isn't working well on these tires. Versus honestly, I must say, I think ours is working quite well on them. Especially as we burn fuel off, it gets better and better. But I do need to keep in mind, these things have got to make it to the end of the race, so going crazy on them is not a great idea. But I see that Red Bull getting bigger and bigger. It's tempting me. It's drawing me in. Oh, almost a fast lap. I think I still hold fast lap, actually. Maybe. I almost missed turn 1. I had to take to the grass a bit there to keep it from being too wide. Getting greedy. And maybe that's what he wants. Wants me to burn my stuff up now, and then he'll walk away later in the run. All three of us kind of in lockstep here. But at about a 2-second gap between us. That's a little greedy. Nice. That was very good. Yeah, I'm surprised. I did not think this car was going to be nearly as good on these tires as it is. DRS. Now this will be the fast lap.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
I noted that before you. So what do I do? What do I do? Try and push it real hard, get around him, try and ride behind him for a while, hope his tires burn off even more. Probably not that, because
View is looking really good. You're managing it well.
being in his dirty air is going to affect my car negatively around this track. It will help burn my tires off even more as they mechanically need to do more. So I think it's up to me to get around him as soon as I can, basically. I have a good couple turns here. I think we could do it. Okay. I thought I gave you plenty of room, personally. But, whatever.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Brilliant. Nice move. Just too much speed into there. Wow! Oh, I guess I was in front? I guess I was in front for the DRS pickup zone. Just too much speed after that pass. Could not get it slowed down. I do also still have the brake bias pretty far forward versus what I like. Getting run into kind of distracted me as well. Okay. New diamonds for sale. New diamonds for sale. You can see out of the corner of my eye that Cat gave me the weirdest look right then. Hey, ay, ay, that was special. Put whatever I just said on a t-shirt. I'll sell millions of them. People will say, I like your Flintstones shirt. Alright. Let's work on this again, I suppose. Wow, actually had a really good run right here. I think he ran out of battery power or
Gap
something.
to teammate behind is 2.0 seconds.
He must have, because I was not on it by any means.
Safety car. No overtaking. Reduce your pace. Keep
Interesting.
your delta number positive as we form up. Okay, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Don't you dare let him pass me, game. That jumped from positive to negative, or plus negative to positive 2 seconds in like a heartbeat. Well, this is an awkward time for this to happen. I do say. Full safety car. Just gotta make sure it does not let him by. And make sure we stay in the green. Does it stay in the green?
Okay, some information on Van Dorn. They've got a serious car issue.
Are
It looks
you
like they're retiring.
McLaren? This is not really what I was hoping for. If there's anybody out there on a better tire than us, we might be in trouble. That's how close they are. Alright, where is...
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace.
I don't think I've ever
immediately.
been in the lead for this situation, so I'm a little confused. Hi, that is a terrible place for you to be, but you are right by an opening. Seems like they could have slid that car out of there. Hi, you're going very
Coming
slow.
up to the safety car now. Do not pass it. You are the leader. Follow
Stop
the safety car.
ghosting me out. This is very slow. Alright, well, let's go ahead and turn this off for the safety car period. Get myself a drink. Oh, and also make sure I'm not getting passed. The good news is this eases up this run on the tires, so I don't have to worry so much about saving them. Because I thought they were going to be pretty worn by the end of this run. That shouldn't be the case at all. It also cools them down. Like, I was already having to manage them getting up into the hundreds. Well, now they're going to drop into the 80s, so it'll take a few laps for them to even come up the temp again. As the safety car is cutting the curbs. I'm probably going to Kimi Räikkönen this this safety car period, where I'm not going to be putting heat in my tires. He's very well known for not doing that. Like, everyone else will be weaving their cars around and his will just be going straight. I'll probably do that as well, because wear and heat are my enemies here. I really like the safety car kicking up dirt. I would imagine it would be in this lap. I would imagine. It's crazy to think that that safety car during these situations is really giving it the beans. It's giving it full of throttle in many cases, and then you have the Formula 1 cars behind it like, can we go a little faster? This is a bit too slow for us. Yeah, we're almost into the 70s. That would be probably too cool for school. Some of the launches to get those rears some heat again. Give the brakes some heat as well. Have I ever started a safety car from the first spot? I'm not sure that I have. Not at least in this series that I can remember.
Okay, the safety car is coming
Maybe
in
I
this lap.
have.
We'll be pacing the field in sector 3. Make sure to respect the delta until the safety car is in the pit lane.
I like that the safety car becomes an inanimate object when that happens. You can tell because it lost its shadow. Alright, thumb stretch time. Everybody get your thumb stretches in. Oh, he's still going. I really don't know what that is. Where's it gonna let us go? Getting late, I guess. And off we go. Full power. Easy with it. Tires are going to be a little cold for a few turns here. I desperately would like Magnussen to hold that second place. If he can. I want to stay out of his way. This is a good thing for him, if I can stay out of his way. Everybody's running full power right now, I believe. There's no reason not to, because the tires have got many laps before they will really be in their prime. Me and Magnussen have pulled, actually, the field a bit. I feel like his tires came up a little bit faster than mine.
Green flag. We're racing
Yeah,
again.
you think? A bit late on that call, my dude. Haas battle at the front right now. A little bit of a difference from a year ago. Right now, DRS won't be on yet. Probably this lap it'll turn on. Not sure. You have way excess fuel, so I'm going to leave that in rich. Start to conserve battery power a little bit and use it for defense when needed. Now we do have the situation where Magnussen's tires were a lap better than ours, but that safety car should have evened them out pretty well. The biggest thing for me is to not overdrive a turn. I don't know how long he's going to be on the attack. Oh, I forgot to put... Hold on, I gotta look back. I forgot to put track IR back on. I went to look for him there and I couldn't. Pretty decent gap. If DRS is about to be enabled. And if it already was, well then we've been defending pretty well. Alright, now the tires are properly up to temperature.
DRS has been
go.
enabled. DRS is now enabled.
I think we've built an appropriate gap. But not a running away with it gap by any means. Look at the delta. Yeah, the tires are at their best right now. This is probably going to be a quick lap of the day. Quick lap of the day? Sure, we'll call it that. We've actually stretched it out a bit right here. This is looking good. I think we were already in good shape That safety car may have put us in great shape. I can move bias rearward if needed, but I don't think it's going to be.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
I was curious if that would hold or not. Looks like it did. Alright, let's back it down a bit now. We can still get into a situation where we overheat tires and overuse the car and get ourselves in trouble. We don't want to do that. A 1.5 gap. Obviously, we'd like to keep that around 1 and stay out of any possible DRS range. Madison's got a decent gap behind him, but not an amazing one. So it's not over there. Intense. This is already a lot more intense than the end of our last season was. So much more pressure now. This isn't a testing season. This isn't a development season.
We have 5 laps.
This is a pressure season. This is a go out, get it done season. And this would be a great start to that. Certainly taking it easy last lap, and I think I took it too easy as Langston got within that striking distance. The tires are pretty happy, but he is in maximum attack right now. I can tell. This is for all those that wanted the teammate battle, that didn't think that that would be possible, given our current situation. Oh, it's possible. Will it be season long? Time will tell. But here, it's on. I feel like he'll be probably about out of energy here soon. I've not done an amazing job of gaining energy myself, so I should try and do that. But he has absolutely left the pack behind him. He wants that win for himself.
Engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
Yeah, we probably should. Okay, I did save a little battery power, so I can use that right now.
Green flag.
There was never a yellow flag. Shut up. What? After leading for most of the race, Danny Ricciardo is out. I wonder if that's what happened to the pack behind us, is he was blowing up and holding up the field. Another disastrous start for that team. After, I mean, they had the pace, they had the race. He just ran straight into the back of me. I worry that he just knocked his front wing off, too.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
I mean, I took the line back, but he was never beside me. He's doing it again. Oh, you wanted a fight? There's gonna be a fight. There's gonna be a physical fight. Where did the pace just come from for him? Did they give him some special tires? What's going on here? Because, wow. I think his car is stranded over here, but no, it's green now. Well, we have a gap now, but I'm concerned he knocked his front wing in. He might not be done. He's coming back. He wants more. Well, I don't know. Maybe try passing me next time. No, yeah, I think he heard it. If I had to guess. Dude, that was a big hit. I wonder if he just locked him up. That's a possibility. When you're that close to somebody, you lose aero on the nose. Very easy to lock him up. Damn lucky we didn't knock each other out, though. That would have been a rather big disappointment for the team. Yeah, he's well off the pace now. That was startling. That was very startling. Here we come to the final lap of race number 1, season number 2.
This is your final lap of the race. We're leading our teammate by 2.6 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy this lap with Team Haas sitting 1-2. And we got a lot more development to do. I actually was pretty conservative with the development with the car over the off-season. She left on the table a lot of really big upgrades. So this is where we are now. Imagine it if we get some of those major upgrades onto this thing. Could be looking good. Basically cruising. You can see how sharply he's falling back. Luckily, we had a big gap to that group behind us, or he would have been in big trouble. My fingers are tense. Very stressful race. And here we are. Race number 1, season number 2. Victory. And a hard-fought one as well.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks. Whew.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be Haas picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for coming out on top in that amazing Grand Prix.
Good job, Haas. Whew, buddy.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Red
Well, I
takes
would say
over
it's
the lead
probably
of
in the
Drivers'
same order as the
Championship.
race there, buddy.
Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Lance Stroll. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
On to the constructors then. Haas moved to the top of the table.
They moved.
Well,
We
what a
moved to the top of the
weekend
table.
that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling installment of this Formula One season.
Thrilling indeed. That was incredibly enjoyable. Start to finish. There was a lot of shenanigans, for sure, with the contact, the safety cars, and just, yeah, it was intense. But a great way to start the season. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time.